Did you know Paul Bogle was a Baptist deacon? A deacon nonetheless. Paul Bogle was born 1820, some say 1822, into slavery in the parish of St. Thomas and gained freedom with the emancipation of slavery in 1838. Paul Bogle was a Jamaican Baptist deacon and activist. He is a national hero of Jamaica. He was a leader of the 1865 Morant Bay protesters who marched for justice and fair treatment for all the people in Jamaica. After leading the Morant Bay Rebellion, Bogle was captured by Jamaican Maroons, tried and convicted by the colonial government, who had declared martial law, and hanged on October 24th, 1865, in the Morant Bay courthouse. Bogle had become a friendly and wealthy landowner, a fellow Baptist. George William Garden, a biracial man who served in the assembly as one of two representatives from St. Thomas in the East Parish. Garden was instrumental in Bogle being appointed deacon of Stony Gut Baptist Church in 1864. Conditions were hard for black peasants due to social discrimination, flooding and crop failure, and epidemics. The required payment of poll taxes prevented most of them from voting. In August 1865, Garden criticized the government of Jamaica, Edward John Erie, for sanctioning everything done by the higher class to the oppression of the Negroes. Bogle concentrated on improving the conditions of the poor as awareness of social injustices and people's grievances grew. Bogle led a group of small farmers 45 miles to the capital, Spanish Town, hoping to meet with Governor Erie to discuss their issues, but they were denied an audience. The people of Stony Gut lost confidence and trust in the governorship, and Bogle's supporters grew in number in the parish. On October 7, 1865, Bogle and some supporters dashed with two men from Stony Gut. A black man was convicted and sentenced to prison on charges of trespassing on a long abandoned plantation. One member of Bogle's group protested in court over the case, but was immediately arrested. Angering the crowd further, he was rescued moments later when Bogle and his men took to the market square and retaliated. The police were severely beaten and forced to retreat. On Monday, October 9, 1865, warrants were issued against Bogle and a number of others for riot and assault. The police arrived in Stony Gut to arrest Bogle, but met with stiff resistance from the residents. They fought the police, forcing them to retreat to Morant Bay. In a few days later, October 11, 1865, there was a vestry meeting in the courthouse. That day, Bogle led hundreds of followers, armed with sticks and machetes, on a protest march to the courthouse. The authorities had mustered a volunteer militia who fired into the protesters after stones were thrown, killing 7 men. That was 7 men, you know. The protesters set fire to the courthouse and nearby buildings. When officials tried to leave, several were killed. That was several of them by the angry mob outside. A total of 25 on both sides died that day. So, you see, on Governor Erie side and on Bogle side, man dead. Yeah, man. That's how you go. Black peasants rose up and took control of the parish for 2 days. The governor quickly retaliated, declaring martial law and ordering troops to capture the rebels and suppress the rebellion. The troops destroyed Stony Gut and Bogle's chapel, killing more than 400 persons outright across the parish, including women and children. They arrested more than 300 persons, including Bogle. Jamaican Maroons from Moortown eventually captured Bogle and delivered him to the colonial government. He was tried under martial law and quickly executed, as were many others. Others, including women, and brought back to the Morant Bay to be tried under martial law. Garden was convicted of conspiracy and hanged as well. But that is for another story. Back in Britain, there was public outcry and increased opposition from liberals against Erie's handling of the situation, with accusations against him of murder. Supporters praised the governor for acting quickly in the crisis to suppress a potentially larger rebellion. Bogle was later hanged on October 24th, 1865. Some people say Bogle get hanged, or Bogle was hanged October 23rd. But I could leave the speculation right there. So by the end of 1865, the Governor Erie case had become the subject of widespread national debate. In January 1866, a royal commission was sent to investigate the events. Governor Erie, you didn't do good, sir. I'm if I tell you. Governor Erie was suspended and recalled to England and eventually dismissed. The national government charged that of Jamaica. The House of Assembly re-signed its charter and Jamaica was made a crown colony, governed directly by Britain. The Erie controversy turned into a long and increasingly public issue, dividing well-known figures of the day. It may have contributed to the fall of the government. In 1866, John Stuart Mill set up and chaired the Jamaican Committee to examine atrocities committed in Jamaica in the course of ending the rebellion. Thomas Carlyle set up a rival committee to defend Erie His supporters included John Ruskin, Charles Kingsley, Charles Dickens, and Alfred Lord Tennyson. The Morant Bay Rebellion turned out to be one of the defining points in Jamaica's struggle for both political and economical enhancement. Bogle's demonstration ultimately achieved its objectives and paved the way for new attitudes. In 1969, Paul Bogle was named a national hero. Big up yourself, Paul Bogle. Paul Bogle is depicted on the head's side of the Jamaican 10-cent coin. His face was also depicted on the Jamaican $2 bill from 1969 until 1989, when the $2 bill was phased out. The Paul Bogle High School in the parish of his birth, St. Thomas, is named after him. He is referred to together with Toussaint Louverture, leading of the Haitian Revolution, in the name of the London-based publishing company. But we are going to leave that over there. So that is a little piece of history of the Jamaican hero, Paul Bogle. The first hero, so to speak. I'm if I tell you. Because Jamaica have 7 heroes, But at the end of the day, t.extract going to bring you a piece of each of these heroes' history. And even let the massive know who a true hero from who a real zero. This tribute is for Paul Bogle, who fight for black people of Jamaica rights, for them land, for them get proper wages, for more freedom within the black society. Obviously, Edward Erie was a white man, a British white man, so to speak. He carried out acts, barbaric acts, and them did have to dash him away. And when me say dash him away, them did have to let him go. Him have to resign. Because where him go on with never right. Massive. Big up on yourself. Enough love. All my subscribers, big up on yourself. Enough love. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more of Jamaican history and Jamaican heroes and heroine.